Commander Marcus Webb stood in the crystalline throne room of the Zephyrian Imperial Palace, his weathered hands still tingling from what had just occurred. Behind him, Ambassador Elena Rodriguez maintained her diplomatic composure despite the chaos erupting around them. The 70-foot-tall Emperor Vortak, supreme ruler of the galactic hegemony spanning 3,000 star systems, cowered behind his quantum-shielded throne, 6 massive eyes wide with unprecedented terror. "Please," wheezed High Chancellor Krivak through his translation device, his purple carapace trembling as he prostrated himself before the two humans. "We did not understand. We thought your species was primitive." Webb exchanged a glance with Rodriguez. 3 months ago, they had arrived as Earth's first diplomatic envoys to this corner of the galaxy, following humanity's recent development of faster-than-light communication technology. The Zephyrians had dismissed them as representatives of a minor biological curiosity from a backwater system. The misunderstanding had begun during the formal greeting ceremony. Emperor Vortak, in what his species considered a gesture of magnanimous condescension, had extended one of his 12 appendages to pet Webb, the way one might acknowledge a particularly clever animal. The physical contact had triggered something the Zephyrians had never encountered in their 3-million-year history of galactic dominance. Webb had simply reached up and delivered what humans would consider a mild corrective slap to the Emperor's lowest sensory cluster. The reaction had been instantaneous and galaxy-shaking. Emperor Vortak had collapsed, his massive form convulsing as if struck by lightning. Every Zephyrian in the throne room had simultaneously dropped to the ground, overcome by what their scientists were now frantically trying to understand. Within hours, reports flooded in from across the Empire. Zephyrian colonies on distant worlds had experienced the same phenomenon, billions of beings collapsing in sympathetic response to their emperor's trauma. "Your species," Chancellor Krivak continued, his voice barely a whisper, "you exist in a quantum entanglement state we cannot comprehend. When you made physical contact with His Imperial Magnificence, the resonance cascade affected our entire telepathic network. Our philosophers are calling it the Great Humbling." Rodriguez stepped forward, her diplomatic training kicking in despite the surreal circumstances. "Chancellor, we had no intention of causing harm. Humans are not telepathic. We had no way of knowing about your quantum consciousness network." "Not telepathic?" The Chancellor's sensory stalks twitched in confusion. "But the psychic feedback was impossible to miss. Your species emanates what our scientists describe as concentrated willpower at frequencies we've never measured. A single human's determination appears to disrupt our entire evolutionary matrix." Webb rubbed his temples, feeling the weight of accidental intergalactic incident. "We're just stubborn, I suppose. Has helped us survive on Earth." The Emperor finally spoke, his voice a tremulous boom that shook the crystal walls. "Humans of Earth, the galactic hegemony formally requests mercy. We acknowledge our grave error in underestimating your kind. We offer immediate cessation of all territorial claims in your sector, full diplomatic recognition, and—" He paused, his great form shuddering. "We humbly request that you teach us this power you wield so casually." Rodriguez blinked. "You want us to teach you how to slap people?" "We want to understand how a species develops such concentrated psychic force without conscious awareness," Chancellor Krivak explained. "Your slap, as you call it, has shown us that consciousness itself can be weaponized through pure intent. It's revolutionizing our understanding of existence." Webb looked around the throne room, where dozens of alien dignitaries remained prone on the floor, too afraid to stand. He thought of humanity's long history of conflicts, survival, and the simple human tendency to physically express frustration. "Well," he said finally, "I suppose we could start with a cultural exchange program. But fair warning, humans are going to want to document everything. We're annoyingly curious that way." The Emperor's relief was palpable, his massive form finally relaxing. "Anything, noble humans. Anything you require." And so began humanity's unexpected rise from galactic nobody to the most feared and respected species in the known universe. All because sometimes the most powerful response is the simplest one.